So, can email save your marriage? Admittedly, it has saved mine many times. It is hard to stay married. It is difficult. Relationships are extremely, as you know, difficult. Relationships with our queen, with our best friend, ride or die partner, with our children, our grandchildren, employees, friends. But email is something that, yes, can save a marriage. My younger brother, David, owns his own law firm in Canada. Very successful young lawyer. And I asked him, I was sitting one time at the cottage on the end of the dock and we were talking about business, and I asked him the question. I said, what is the number one reason for divorce? The divorce rates now have tipped over the 51% for the first time in Canada and the United States. 51 or 52% of marriages are ending in divorce. And I asked my brother a couple years ago, I said, what do you see in the trenches? And he said the number one reason by a country mile, the number one reason that couples divorce is financial pressure. Financial pressure. He said it's not even close. There's other reasons, other excuses, but he said the number one thing he sees in his law practice, the reason that couples separate, the reason that marriages end, is financial pressure. So, interesting fact from the trenches. So, what does email have to do with alleviating financial pressure? As you know, in a marriage or relationship, there's nothing worse than having money problems. When you have money problems, it's toxic to everything else in your world. And I have been there. I have lived that life. I have lived the life where you don't know if you're going to be able to pay off your credit card. I've lived the life where I didn't know if I could make the mortgage payment. I've lived the life of waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and staring at the ceiling, wondering if you could make payroll the next day. I've lived that life as an entrepreneur, just like you. And it negatively affects everything in your world. It affects your relationship with your wife, with your children, with your grandchildren, everybody that you work with. So when you can alleviate financial pressure, when you can have cash flow, or what I call a monthly drip or a weekly drip, when you have what I call, you get yourself into a financial safe harbor position, where you get yourself into a position eventually where you have zero money issues, life and the game changes. The entire game changes when you get into a safe financial harbor position. I've been in a safe financial harbor position now for close to a decade, where I don't have a need to work. I work because I love working. I work because I want to serve 1 million men. I work because this is my obsession, my passion. But I'm in a safe harbor position, knowing that if shit hits the fan, I don't need to ever work another day in my life. I do it because I love it. I love the game. I love the challenge. I love all of it. So email allows a man or a woman, an entrepreneur, a small business owner. I think it's one of the only ways that a small business owner can still become wealthy and rich in today's world. There's so many distractions with social media and YouTube and fake book advertising. There's so many shovel sellers and, charlatans selling this and that. But in my experience over 31 years in the trenches, I've never found anything more effective and more cost effective than building an email list and mailing it every week or every day. Regardless of what you do, when you build an email list and you build a relationship with the people on that list and you eventually sell your products to them, It is freedom, it's independence, it's autonomy, and it's ultimate personal sovereignty. It's what saved me. It's what saved my bacon in the insurance business. It's what built my hockey championship franchise, season tickets, corporate sales, game attendance, #1 across the board. It built my 2 consulting companies, including this one. What do? Every day I send you a simple plain text email. I send a video. You don't have to ever do a video. It's just something I do. It's not something a plain text email can do it. And every day that I send an email, 365, it brings cash flow, it brings leads, it brings referrals, and it brings an avalanche of buyers into my company. A simple plain text email that I sit down and I write in literally 5 to 10 minutes. It'll take you half an hour to an hour at the start, but eventually you'll get it down to where you can sit in your boxer shorts at the kitchen table and you can write a plain text email and press send to your list and literally have a fire hose of leads, prospects, buyers, referrals, and cash flow into your business. Cash flow equals peace of mind. Cash flow equals a good marriage. Cash flow equals good relationships. If you have financial pressure in your life, how in the world do you expect to keep a healthy marriage going? If you have financial problems, how do you expect to be an elite father, an elite grandfather, a community service leader? How in the hell can you serve people that you've been called to serve? How can you make a difference in your community when you have financial problems? You can't. It's that debilitating. It makes you less as a person, less as a man. So when you have cash flow, when you have peace of mind, when you have an avalanche of buyers and prospects, and anytime and you want to press a button and write a 10-minute email, you can generate capital for your business, then all of a sudden everything else in your world works even better. So yes, email can save a marriage. Yes, email can improve a relationship with a child or a friend, because there's nothing more toxic than financial problems, and we've all been there. When I know that I can sit down and write a swimming pool, press send, when I know I can sit down and write a simple email and write a vacation, when I know I can sit down at the kitchen table for 10 minutes and press send and write a semester of private school for my daughter, you have ultimate peace of mind that nobody else has. I can't think of a greater marketing skill, whether you look at it as a trade, as your craft, as your art to own, than the ability to sit down in 5 or 10 minutes every day, write a simple personality-based email, press send, and you literally swamp your business with leads, referrals, buyers, and cash flow. If you want to send an email once a week, you'll have that cash flow. If you want to send an email 5 days a week, you'll have that cash flow. If you want to be like me and send an email 365 days a year, you'll have that cash flow. You literally can sit down and write yourself a vacation. You can literally sit down and write yourself your tax payment. You can literally sit down and write yourself a second vacation home. You can literally sit down and write and retire your wife. It's that powerful. It needs to be your number 1, 2, and 3 marketing priority in 2023. Building an email list every day and emailing that list every day if possible, once a week, 5 times a week, whatever you choose. So yes, email can save a marriage. Email has saved a marriage, mine. We wouldn't be living in Naples. We wouldn't be living in Canada on the lake in the summer. We wouldn't be, driving these vehicles. I wouldn't be writing books. I wouldn't be, free to play pickleball and tennis in the afternoons. I wouldn't be doing any of that stuff if I had failed in the insurance business. And I was 30 days away from going broke and bankrupt in the insurance business. And what saved my bacon? Email. Building an email list from 0 up to 63,000 over 17 years. The rest is history. And I've done it in multiple businesses. So if you want, to learn about the honey that brings in the money, that's what I call email. That's from Matt Fury. the honey that brings in the money. If you want to learn the skill that will feed you and your family to the day you die, you can be semi-retired, you can be retired, and you can still sit down, write a simple plain text email, press send, and go golfing and have constant drip of cash flow. It can do for you what an apartment building, let's say you own 20 units like this one I'm in front of here. That's 20 rents per month with all the headaches. You can do the same by writing an email and sending it to your list of 1,000 people or 500 people or 2,000 people or 5,000 people. It's the honey that brings in the money. And it is the 8th wonder of the world. This June 1st, and that's the deadline, I am going to be starting an Email Millions Mastermind, where over the next 12 months, I'm going to teach you this skill that can take you and feed your family for the rest of your life. Whether you live wherever you want to live, how many hours you want to work, when you want to retire, whatever you want to do, golf, travel, whatever it is, it'll be the honey that brings in the money for you. 10 minutes, press send, and have that thing paid for. You need to go to emailmillions.coach and you need to sign up today. I'm capping it at 100 entrepreneurs, and the program is over half full. So if you want to be one of the 100 men over the next year, I'll write an email for you every week of the year. 52 emails I will write that you can send to your list. I will show you how to start with no list. I will teach you the software to use to build the list. I will teach you how to collect the emails, how to build the list. I will write the emails every week for you. All you have to do is personalize them and press send. You don't even have to write them. And then over the year, I'm going to teach you every month through the monthly trainings, one live training a month, which will also be recorded. I'm going to teach you how to eventually write these emails yourself. So you can write 5 a week, 1 a week, 2 a week, whatever you want. So I'm going to teach you the 8th wonder of the world skill. I'm going to teach you the skill that is the honey that brings in the money. It's $147 a month, which is pocket change, $147 a month for outsiders, for civilians. If you're part of my newsletter brotherhood, if you're part of my mastermind program, $97 a month. Less than $2.30 a day. I'm going to spend more on that going into Dumbeth Donuts here and getting a coffee. That's going to be so less than a cup of coffee a day to learn a skill that will write you a new house, write you a vacation, write you a college education for your kid, whatever it is. Less than a coffee a day, less than $3 a day. $97 a month for insiders, $147 a month for outsiders. You would have to have brain damage as an entrepreneur or be so independently wealthy that you do not care about money. You'd have to be in a safe harbor position to not take advantage of this, because this is life changing. This is game changing. This is marriage saving. This is family saving. This is mental health saving. It is peace of mind. It is a safe harbor position. It is a good night's sleep. When you say goodbye to all your cash flow issues, all your financial issues, you sleep better. You're a better husband. You're a better father. You're a better grandfather. You're a better friend. You're a better person, and you can help more people. Emailmillions.coach. Yes, coach. Emailmillions.coach. Sign up. The deadline is the last day of May. When I close the doors are closed for the year. Emailmillions.coach. $97 a month for insiders, $147 for outsiders. You can cancel at any time. If you say to me, Michael, this isn't for me, you just cancel at the end of the month, you're done. There's no obligation, no hard feelings. $97 a month. Less than a cup of coffee for insiders, $147 pocket change a month for outsiders. Cancel at any time. Emailmillions.coach. Emailmillions.coach. Let me leave you with one last question. If nothing changes in your life financially in the next 6 months, if nothing changes in your life financially in the next 12 months, the next 36 months, let's even say the next 5 years, nothing changes financially for you in the next 3 to 5 years. Will you be okay with that? Will you be okay with that? If your answer is a hell no, Michael, Sign up below. Get your seat at the table. I'll write the emails for you every week of the year. Emailmillions.coach. And make the change and take the first step towards financial independence, towards a safe harbor position, and finally take the step towards living life and doing business on your own terms. You can walk away into the sunset, down the road, on your terms, and you'll have the power to sit down at any time to the day you die, write a simple plain text email, press send, and fill your life or your business with referrals, with cash flow, with buyers, with a virtual fire hose of cash flow. That, my friend, is ultimate peace of mind. Email millions.coach.